So we just came back from this really huge trip that we had been planning for a
Mm-hmm.
long time,
Mm-hmm.
actually, to Europe. We went to Italy and Greece. And, our theme right now with the Soul's Quest is
Hmm.
asking that question, who am I?
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
And we're in this process, right? And we go away, running away from all of our
Responsibilities.
from the monotony of life and whatnot. You think you're going to go on a vacation and you're going to enjoy yourself, which we did. We had a
Hmm.
great time. I
Hmm.
thought um, Italy and Greece both they had their aspects of really amazing beauty. And
Hmm.
then, of course, the things that kind of remind you of being home and whatnot. But we were away, right?
Hmm.
And with that theme of who am I
Hmm.
think that for me personally, I definitely brought back some insights that speak to that question.
Yeah.
And I know that you did too. And I kind of want to share that with
Yeah.
our,
Well, that's what the objective of traveling and the objective of seeing different cultures or experiencing something different is to evoke something in you, to open up something in you,
right.
to be able to expand your perspective, expand your gaze, to see other things that could potentially inspire you, but also could potentially give you a new perspective. So that's the reasons behind it. So,
Right.
so from your standpoint, and as an individual, and with the focus on asking and answering the question as to who am I, how did this trip impact you, and what were the lessons that you took away from?
So basically, it was definitely a trip that was in alignment to the fact that I'm going through this, personal development, transformation, spiritual thing, right? That
Mhm.
was a lot of words. Um, I wanted to go away. And the whole idea for me going away was just want to see new things. I want, again, the fresh perspective. And I just want to be somewhere different. I don't want to be here,
Uh-huh.
whatever. And so, you know, you go there and you're in a different country, you're with what you think are going to be different people, different foods, different
Uh-huh.
streets, different cars, different this, different that, everything's going to be different, And what I found and what was the biggest takeaway in just to sum it up for me was the idea that I was expecting it to be so different,
Mhm.
but really we're all so much alike.
What do you mean by that? So much alike.
What I mean by that is on a deep level is the emotions
Hmm.
are the same. There were multiple times where they're speaking a different language, right?
Uh-huh.
But you can tell that their emotional state was heightened.
Okay. Okay.
So they have disagreements. They have discouragements. They have I say the people of these countries have.
And you saw that.
I saw that
Hmm.
expressed in a variety of ways. I saw the love between a mother and child. I saw the decision making, the idea of I want to have a good time and relax, and people having drinks or having their little coffee and
Hmm.
cappuccinos and whatnot. Um, we're not different.
Hmm.
And what I mean by that is that we so much want to separate ourselves from each other
Hmm.
as nations, countries, families, friends, etc. We want so much to have this division
Hmm.
and separate ourselves that we're different, but we're not fucking different. We're the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
And maybe the way we express it is different. Maybe the language
Hmm.
is different. The way that you cook the food is different, but we're more alike
Yeah. And this
than
the
we are different.
yeah.
And I actually did a post about our trip on my private social media, and I don't like to put a lot of stuff out there, but I put a couple little highlights out there. And I wrote this little social, media caption,
Uh,
saying that
uh,
saying that as much as we want to be separate and we want to compartmentalize ourselves into I'm this and I'm that and I'm better and I'm not, and we're all the
yeah.
same.
One of the interesting things is that when you see all those different cultures, right? And the need, which what you're saying is the need to belong,
Mhm.
the need to be heard, Those are things that are universal across all cultures, right? Now, there's beauty in the cultures, right? In
Of course.
individual cultures,
Mhm.
there's beauty, and there's a need to kind of like continue those type of things. But you're right. We constantly are looking for separation rather than really what unifies each other, and then seeing the similarities in that, right?
Right.
To add to that, one of the things that I got out of it is going to Rome, right, and seeing um, the cultures prior to the Romans, being the foundation of that. And then you see in the Roman Empire, then you see in all these different things that happen after that, right?
Mhm.
Then going then to Athens and then seeing the same thing, you had the Persians, the Sumerians, and then you have the all at one point Greece were all these different groups fighting amongst each other, so there wasn't this cohesive idea of Greece. And then you have the combination of Greece, and you had the Persians coming in, then you had the Crusades coming in, and then you had the Muslims coming in, and then you had all these different cultures combining and mixing and leaving their traces behind to create the perception of one thing, right? Which is what be like the Greeks, or the same thing happening in Sicily. But you see this ideas permeating from different cultures in a collective, right? And what it got me to think about it is the fact that there is no such thing as permanence,
Yeah.
right? There is no such thing as a definitive thing of, for instance, who I am, since we're talking about who am I. That is a combination of the things that I take in and the things that have experienced. I've been fortunate that I was born in the Dominican Republic, and the first part of my life was spent in that culture.
Mhm.
And then I'm fortunate that I was able to live in the States and assimilate not just quote unquote the American culture, but all the subcultures that make up the American
Yeah.
culture, right?
Yeah.
So we are a composite of that. And that's one of the things that opened up my eyes in this trip, that idea of the influence that everybody has on everybody else. And we see that as an individual,
Mhm.
means that I am thankful for all the cultures that came before me that were able to mix in. I don't know how much influence comes from other people in and consequently passed down to where I am,
Right.
and it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So by seeing that, it gain you gain a perspective, or I gained a perspective that, number one, I can't be permanent because I'm always taking something in.
Mhm.
So it is a combination of all these things. There is a permanency of my values,
Of
the
course.
what I believe in and the
Mhm.
things that I do. But there's also a beauty that you're taking all these things in.
Yeah. I think, just to finalize this for me, um, this makes me think of the pale, not the pale blue dot, but the overview effect.
Yep. Yep.
Because I think what happens is that we stay in our own little world
Uh-huh.
and we feel so confident about being that. So it does allude to the blue pill dot as well, because
Uh-huh.
at the end of the day, we're just this little blue dot
Uh-huh.
suspended in this galaxy, and
Yeah.
anything can happen at any point. And if you close yourself off to the beauty of what other cultures and what other people have to bring to the
Uh-huh.
table,
Uh-huh.
you're just missing out. And
You are.
that's what I brought back.
And also on a more personal thing, right? When you close yourself off from experiencing even the things that are in your immediate environment, right? It blocks you from discovering more of what you are, and to expose more those innate qualities in you that could only be opened up through exploration. you
Mhm.
know so to asking that question as to who am I, we have to go beyond just that simple idea of our very short immediate environment,
Yes.
you know and that is the beauty of what I've gotten out of this trip. And I think that was for me, that was the big takeaway of the similarities that we have, plus also the continual influx of influence from
Mhm.
all different parts. Yep, it was.